Hello, I'm Barbara Gowdy, author of The White Bone, which is a novel told completely from the point of view of African elephants. I am a member of the Farm Sanctuary. This is an organization that has farms in California and upstate New York. And what they do is they rescue animals that would otherwise live lives of relentless torture. Often these animals have escaped on their way to slaughter, and the truck drivers are so moved by the courage and the spunk of the animals that they bring them to the farm sanctuary, where they get to live the way animals lived on farms for thousands of years. The only difference being they don't die at the end, but at least they get to go outside, and they get to commune with each other, and they get to stretch their limbs in space. There are 4 boars at the farm sanctuary, at least there were when I went a few years ago, who were raised in crates, never got to turn around, never got to sit down. Their legs are broken, they move on their, I guess you'd call them wrists or ankles. The looks on the faces of the boars that I met that had been crated during their lives and who, by some act of mercy, escaped these crates, these looks are looks of creatures who have suffered years of unspeakable pain and torture, mentally, spiritually, physically, in any way that a creature can suffer. I took pictures of them just to show people because I haven't seen that look. I haven't even seen that look on a human. And I lay down with one of these boars and brushed him for about an hour, and he grunted and expressed pleasure, just as he would have expressed pain, screaming pain, had he been sent off to slaughter. Nobody is forcing us to torture animals. Why do we want to? Why do we want to even collude in that enterprise? We can be the good guys. We can make sure animals are protected and know pleasure and know what it is to live in the world and feel the sun and the wind. I sponsor 3 animals at the farm sanctuary, 2 pigs, one of them is a boar named Igor, and a goat. And one of the most rewarding experiences of my life was going down to the sanctuary and meeting these animals whom I sponsor. They don't know who I am. I'm just a human who isn't torturing them and is being somewhat nice to them. And to be able to look in the eyes of these animals, and I know who I am. I know that I'm feeding them and helping give them shelter. They don't know who I am, and this commune between the two of us, this interaction was as close as I've ever come to experiencing something holy. One of the reasons you may want to take the vegan challenge is simply because you love animals, all animals, and you want to save them from the truly appalling degradation of industrial animal agriculture. Another reason might be that you don't want most of the grain that we grow to be used to feed the animals that we slaughter to become the hamburgers that we usually eat. You would rather see that grain be used 5 times more effectively to feed the millions of starving and malnourished children in this world. When people ask me why I'm a vegetarian, usually I just say I don't want to cause pain. I've heard Jane Goodall say that she's a vegetarian because she doesn't want to ingest torture. She knows about the kind of torture that goes into making meat. The philosopher Jeremy Bentham, very famous philosopher, said 200 years ago, if you can imagine, he said, the question is not can they reason, nor can they talk, but can they suffer? That's pretty succinct, I think.